By the way, was I saying your name right? I realized, is it Angelique or Angelica? Or
Angelique. It's not Angelica,
okay.
for sure. It's not Angelica.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
Angelique. Yeah, no worries. Okay, we're gonna count down and I'm gonna introduce you. Okay?
Okay.
4, 3, 2. Can you look into the camera? Into
sure.
that, because now it seems as if you're looking down. When you're looking this way, it seems as if you're looking at me or looking at the viewer, you know?
Okay,
So it's
yeah,
a bit disorienting, but it's better. It looks better because it's almost like you're making eye contact, right?
Gotcha.
Okay. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hello, everybody. This is Angelique Tsong from Letlovecometoyou with Dave Elliott. And Dave Elliott and I just wrapped up an interview about the hug and kiss hierarchy, how to unlock your partner's invisible love or attraction strategy. We had an amazing conversation, Dave. Can you give us a few overview insights around what people can expect when they're going to listen to our interview?
Yes, definitely. Again, you did a fantastic job with the interview. We covered a lot of ground. So we talked about the hug and kiss hierarchy and how to unlock the invisible strategies that maybe are getting in the way of your relationships being as satisfying as they can be. And we talked a lot about like what exactly is a lover attraction strategy and how do you elicit it, how do you figure out what it is, and how do you shift it and how do you move it along. So it gave people a lot of awareness about when they think things aren't working, there's a reason. And it's not just this sort of invisible, like, I don't know what it is. There is actually a concrete, specific reason. People have needs that are based on their references and preferences from the past. And I help you understand what those are. So, as a fundamental understanding of that, two people who come together in a conscious relationship, they deserve to have their needs met. And I think when two people come together with that belief in mind and they put that principle first, well, I believe that you can shift a lot of things in a relationship. So I help give them the awareness that they can. And I think that that's what they're going to find out is there's a lot of stuff that they, there's a difference between something that just doesn't feel right and there's a reason it doesn't feel right because it's not, and here's specifically why. And then we lay it out on the table and you're like, that's it, all I need to do is that. And so I give them access to new resources about how to shift it, and I think we covered a lot of ground and gave them a lot of value, and it was just a really great conversation. So I think they'll be really pleased when they tune in.
So just for me as a person that is reading everything that is possible, listening to all the webinars, going to all the workshops, etc., I have to say that there were a few things that I learned from just talking to you that I wasn't aware of, so I really want to give you credit for that. And so I did ask some of the more difficult questions regarding, for instance, also the different needs that men and women have, and how we women sometimes can try and make a man a project, for instance. We try to fix the man, and how that makes the man feel, and I admitted that I was one of these women, and how I
in the past,
how I successfully repelled these men, of course, and how maybe if I had known you earlier, I would still be with one of them, but it's the past now. Let's not look back. And how actually now I can actually be more interested in what is my hug and kiss hierarchy and what is that of my partner, and how when we apply these skills, we don't have to go into this phase of I love you but I'm not in love with you anymore, because what you taught us as well was that you can pretend that it's not important, but the love and attraction strategy is a program that's always running in the background. It is always there, and it's better you know about it, not just for yourself but also for the people that you love or that you say you love. And I love your get real type of attitude, Dave, because you are really, I'm totally aligned with you when you say, if you're not in your relationship to make your partner feel happy, then you shouldn't be there. That is one of the things you said, and I really, can you say maybe to the viewers or listeners that are now in a relationship and they're really wondering, I'm not sure anymore. I've tried everything. What can you say to them? What can this interview teach them in just that 1 hour? These people who have tried everything and they're just like at their wits' end, maybe they
Right.
tried even to drag the partner, to therapy or to workshops, and it's not working. They're not feeling it. What would
Right.
you say?
Yeah, we covered that a lot, actually. So I would say you, someone who says I've tried everything, me, what they're really saying is I've tried everything I know. So there are things that they don't know, and the other really powerful thing about this work with the hug and kiss hierarchy is that quite frankly, what is invisible becomes visible, and so now you know exactly what you're doing with the relationship. You know where things are in alignment and where they're not. So you know exactly what's missing and what to change and what to shift. And I believe that we all have flexibility. We can all shift things just a little bit. If you start with one key distinction, and that key distinction that we talked about is just a simple acknowledgement that, you know what, my partner deserves to feel loved, and I can give them that. And it doesn't mean you have to take anything away from you or who you are or what you need, but we have unlimited flexibility when we come to that place where I have nothing but love to give, and I can give it in any way that my partner needs it. It just makes me an even better human being. And, that's the thing. There's 7 different areas where people need to feel love and need to experience that love. So when you can give that to them and you know what those 7 areas are, you know how to flex and flow and shift. We talked about, they stay pretty static over a lifetime, but at the same time, once they are
Satiated.
met,
Yes.
satiated. Thank you. That's the word I was.
Yes.
You knew what word I was trying to think. Once they get satiated, then you can shift a little bit, and they'll move around over time. And I gave you a great example from my life and my
Yeah.
personal relationship of how that has shifted a little bit too, and it's really made the relationship deeper and richer and even more satisfying if that's possible. So, it's great. While these things are pretty static and they stay with you over time, they can shift a little bit too. So that's a
Yeah.
great distinction to know, and I think that takes it just deeper even still. So
Yeah.
it's a lot of great content on that call, I got to say.
Yeah, I mean, of course, we were both there.
Well, we could be
Yeah,
biased, but
yeah. So, let's go to men, subject of men, because I did share with you that according to a lot of statistics, it's more women that are interested in making the relationship work. They are the main buyers of programs, workshops, and seminars, material, and self-help books. But you actually explained to me that men love playing the game when they know the rule of the game, and they love to win, and they
absolutely.
love to know that the amazing woman that they met and that they fell in love with, that they can make her, light up. So how can them listening to the something as girly sounding as hug and kiss hierarchy, make them feel actually more like a winner? I mean,
Okay. How do I invite the guys to do it?
yes. What is your
Okay,
sales
this is a little bit
pitch?
challenging, and we talked about this on the call too. And here's the I covered this a little bit too. Most of my clients do tend to be women, exactly for the reason that you outlined, is that they
Yeah.
want to master this area, and men want to master it too. But here's the thing: what's maybe painful for them is to maybe sort of have to grudgingly admit that things aren't where they want, or they haven't quite fixed it, or they haven't got it figured out, or something's not working, because that's absolutely painful, especially to come and talk to another guy about it. Because and I don't even want to do that. I don't even really market to men. But here's what I was sharing on the call too, is that I get great results with men, because here's the thing: the beauty of masculine energy is that one, we're logical and analytical. And so I created this, and I'm creating it because it's logical and analytical, and I can show you how to win the game. And it's very effective, and guys love to win the game. We're competitive. We feel terrible if we're not winning. So I kind of created it for one, to help guys figure out what the rules are, how to win the game, and come out on top. So while I don't really target men a lot in my, in marketing and teaching this kind of stuff, because it's actually painful for them, and I would never want to do that to my brothers. But I do get really great results when they come to it, because I coach men totally differently than women, and I'm just real direct, and I just give them, here's how you're going to win the game: do this, do this, do this, and that other thing, don't do it. Got it? Okay, good. And they get great results because I speak to them in the way that they can take it in. So guys, I'm telling you, invest some time. I think it's going to change your game a lot, and I think you're going to find a huge difference in the way you're showing up in a relationship. And by the way, when you change how you show up, the ladies are going to change how they show up. So I think it would be well worth your time to check it out.
It's just 1 hour and a bit, running over the 1 hour, the interview. So, and it's full of brilliant questions from me as the interviewer,
Absolutely.
asking challenging questions, the difficult questions in life. And also, as you said, Dave, you are a man. You embarked on this journey wanting clarity, wanting to win. And that's why you designed this program. And you can actually sit with a couple or with an individual and even really tell them this is how it works. We also in the interview delved on the subject of how can this work for singles, because I asked a difficult question. If I'm not in a relationship yet, how can I know in the first date or maybe the beginning of the relationship, the budding relationship, what is it that makes this person light up? How can I give them more if I want to pursue this budding relationship?
Right. And so in the hug and kiss hierarchy, what I teach people is how to actually, well, one, I think we've kind of brushed right by the most important part is if you're going to be out there in a relationship, don't you want to know what lights you up so that you can now sort of bring your partner up to speed on it? Because if you know exactly how to do it and you can explain it to somebody and then you can have that need met again and again and again and again because they know what it is. And if people know how to make you happy, don't you think they're going to do it? Especially my guy friends, we're logical, we're analytical. We just want to win the game, and if we know how to win the game, we're going to do it over and over and over again. So if you know what your strategy is, now you can tell someone. And because you're going to learn from me, you're going to understand how to elicit someone else's. So you can actually be sitting on a first date, and you can start to pull in some of this information. And it's not like an interview; it's just a chat. We're not talking about,
the
taking
Inquisition.
a test with a number 2 pencil and having to check by the computer. It's not that.
Yeah.
It's small talk that's deep and meaningful.
Yeah.
And so it's powerful, and, it's a total game changer. And I think there's so many people out there who struggle in relationship because there are just certain key distinctions that they're not conscious of yet. But, with any luck at all, we're going to make a huge difference in that. So come to the call, and I promise you're going to get a lot of value. There is no doubt. There's no way you come away from this call without getting a ton of value and learning some things.
And
Just
especially for the men and women who have really been struggling with this question around commitment versus freedom. If you stay until the end, Dave gave me a lightning bulb type of answer, because while I was listening to him, this question just stayed in my mind. And before we wrapped up the interview, I said, Dave, please tell me, what is this thing about men not wanting commitment, or me hearing that all the time, and us women wanting that so much, and how can your hug and kiss hierarchy help us, really understand this? And you gave such an excellent answer. So you need to stay tuned until the end of the interview to hear the answer, and you actually have to hear the rest of the interview as well to make sense of it. So there's a huge, it's a suspenseful, really dramatic, climatic, interview.
Can I just give them a little tease though? I will say this. That whole idea about men not wanting relationships and commitment, fundamentally not true. Fundamentally.
Absolutely.
And you've got to tune in, because I'll explain exactly why that is and how that works and how to make it work better. It is not true, I swear to you.
Yeah. I asked this question to many men, and they say it's not true. They say they want exactly what women want. They just might have a different way of going about it. But we won't say any more. They'll have to listen to the interview, because it makes sense in the interview, in the way the interview flows, So thank you so much, Dave. Thank you so much, Dave. As I said, I'll definitely get back to you about, some of your other programs that, might make my life more of a bit of less of a blur regarding the other sex. So, and the, less of a blur for all the women that I know in my communities. So thank you so much for doing great work. Yes. I enjoyed it so much. Yeah.
Me too. Thank you. It was absolutely a pleasure. The pleasure was all mine. I was really glad to do it, and just delighted to be a part of this group, and did a fantastic job. So thank you. I'm really, really happy to be included.
Thank you so much. Yes, and if you want to know more, sign up for the summit and receive, the interview in your inbox when we air it. Thank you so much, Dave. Have a really nice day. Okay?
Thank you. Definitely will. You take care.
Bye.
See ya.
You too. Bye.